Good morning. I am finally getting around to my Leo season tarot readings, and this is for my Libras. So kind of hoping you guys have something good going on, but quite honestly, South Node is in your sign. So you guys have had it out for a little over a year now. So we got a little while longer to go. So here we go. What is Leo season as a whole for Libras? Eight of Cups. There is walking away. There's emotional moving on. There is this kind of going on almost like a spiritual trek, right? You're trying to figure yourself out. You're trying to look for answers during this time. There has been a lot of release through Libra for quite some time now. This is where the South Node eclipses are happening during this time, and we have some more coming up here past Leo season. Obviously they don't start until September, but this has been a difficult run for Libra, and we're getting kind of towards the end of it. We got a few months left of it, and it's really time to kind of dig into yourself and do some soul searching basically, and start looking towards your guides for some answers during this time. So something unexpected for Libra during Leo season. We have the Eight of Pentacles. So there is something you're going to have to go back and work on. There's something during this time where basically you have to go back to the drawing board. You might have to start something over or readjust something during this time. So we do have the full moon happening in Aquarius, which is in a trine to your guys' sign. So it's like opening the door, something that's revealed there that tells you guys where you need to readjust. So there's something that maybe you thought was going pretty well, and all of a sudden you're like, ah, crap, I got to go back and start over. I got to try again. I got to readjust. I got to fix something here before I can move forward. Okay. How to stay grounded for Libra during Leo season. We got two of them. We've got Six of Wands and the Nine of Swords. What a conflicting message here. So it's almost like celebrating overcoming the fears, overcoming any anxiety that you might have, but definitely making sure that you are giving yourself a pat on the back, understanding that it's okay to feel things. If it is one thing that I have had my personal experience as a Sagittarius, I absolutely love Libras. I attract Libras at every turn, but the need to avoid conflict quite often leads to a lot of y'all also avoiding your own conflict, right? Which can ultimately end up hurting other people, ruining your reputation, and so on and so forth, because of the inability to kind of stand up for yourself, because it might hurt somebody else's feelings sometimes. But doing this soul searching type of energy and going back and making the adjustments and learning what you need to do to stand your ground can be very rewarding to understand how to work through your anxieties or your nightmares or your fears that you maybe are dealing with. So really kind of, if you finally do dig into your stuff and you finally do really decide to face whatever it is that's been kind of getting in your way of succeeding or moving forward, take a little bit of pride in being able to work through it. Take pride in being able to face it. So when it comes to Libra, you guys are the scales, right? And there's always this effort to try to keep that balance, right? And I find more often than not, most Libras try to stay on the light side, right? Libra season is the beginning of fall. It's when the sun is literally moving from mostly light to mostly dark. And I see so many Libras try to stay on that light side so hard that they completely ignore that the dark side exists. But that is the balance of life. You have to face these things. You have to deal with them. You can't just shove them in a box somewhere and pretend like they don't exist and keep moving forward. The only way to get to the other side of trauma and hurt and things of that nature is to go through them, not around them. When you go around them, you're always holding them in your subconscious, and it's always going to end up getting taken out on the people around you. So an important emotion for Libra during Leo season important emotion for Libra? Uh-oh, I think my doggies are ready to start playing in there. God, you guys got 2 again. 3 of Swords and King of Swords here. This is really about speaking up for yourself. This is really about, learning how to use the harsh words if you need to. Learning how to stand up for your own heartbreak. Learning how to actually face it and speak about it and put it out there so that maybe others can understand where you're coming from, so maybe others can help you work through it. There's really an importance to being honest, not only with everyone around you, but with yourself as well, about any struggles that you've been through, any heartbreak you've been through, any, betrayal that you've been through. It's very important to face these things emotionally, and that's really how you get through it, okay? So again, South Node is in your sign. You have been being pushed for quite some time to let go of that people pleasing, let go of always trying to have that balance, and being pushed towards being yourself, being authentic, being true to who you are. So this is really a time where we're going to see like a bigger push to get you out of the, love and light type of thing that a lot of Libras tend to lean towards, and more towards facing that darkness and the trauma and the things that have been holding you back for, however long it's been, okay? I just lost my train of thought. Oh, inspiration. What will inspire Libra during this time? The Hangman. Being patient, looking at things from a different direction, being able to see things from the other side of the scales. It's very enlightening to be able to see things that way. It's hard. It's definitely not easy, but when you can take your step back and you can look at things differently and you can be more patient with yourself, there is a lot of kind of inspiration to that, to be able to see things from a different perspective and be able to adjust and move forward with a new, idea of things, a new vision of things. Okay, spirit guides speaking to Libra during Leo season. Spirit guides speaking to Libra during Leo season. Why are you guys getting doubles? Queen of Swords and 10 of Swords. Again, this is very much not using the nice words. Don't mince words. So, and then there's this very difficult kind of painful ending happening here. So really listen, if somebody else is kind of using the harsh words with you and ending things in kind of a painful way, very much listen to that. There is a message in there. Also, if you're in a position where you've got to stand up for yourself, you have to use the harsh words, do so. Cut people off that need to be cut off. There is no shame in cutting off someone who has no respect for you or your boundaries. There's no shame in cutting off people who lie to you. You don't have to be the mediator at all times. You absolutely have the right to stand up for yourself and cut off anyone who is not allowing you to be yourself, okay? And the best way to support yourself during this time, Eight of Swords, make sure you're looking within. Now, oftentimes this is kind of seen as like being a prisoner of your own mind, right? But being that it is in this how to best support yourself position, it is very much saying that it is time to get in your own head. It is time to work through those thoughts that maybe you've been trying to avoid for a long time. It is definitely time to take a look in the mirror, sit with yourself, do a little internal, thinking about, how did I get here? Who am I now? Who was I then? What changes do I need to make to move forward into a life that I really want? Okay, on the bottom we have Five of Pentacles. So this is like this depression, this feeling left out, feeling cast out in the cold, feeling like you're at a loss that is really driving all of this during this Leo season, okay? Clarifiers for Eight of Cups, please. We have Two of Wands You're really wanting to move forward with something, but you're feeling a bit stuck, and you know that there's something that you need to work on in order to move forward. What else do we have here? Four of Wands. So you're wanting to move forward to a place of happiness, to a place of celebration, right? But you know you can't get there from where you're at now, right? So you know that you've got to make some changes in yourself before getting there. And it's because you feel like things are out of your control here. So we've definitely got, you're tired of feeling like other people are pulling the strings. You're tired of feeling like things are out of your control. You're tired of maybe even obsessing over things, right? And you want to move forward from whatever's had you stuck all this time. And you want to get back to a place where you are happy, where you have something to celebrate, where maybe you're able to give others what it is that you're wanting to receive or what it is that you're wanting to give them. But you know that you've got to do this internal work before you can get there. And on the bottom, we have Page of Wands. So maybe there's something that came up. Maybe you met someone, or there's some kind of new thing that you're passionate about and you're feeling really stuck and you just can't chase it. And that's what's pushing this idea that you need to make a decision to move forward, to get away from whatever it is that's been holding you back all this time. So let me pull, I guess these aren't technically oracle cards, but that's what I'm using them as. I'm going to see what is influencing Libra. What is your influence? Sagittarius. So it's seeking the truth. It's an optimism for the future, which I know is kind of hard to see right now, but there's definitely this need to find truth. Ooh, you guys can't see that. Look, it's so pretty. There's this need to find a truth, to expand your mind, to expand your horizons, and that's really what's influencing this whole move. Even though in the moment it may feel like a step back because you are kind of digging into the past and things like that, you're doing kind of that shadow work type of thing. It is what's needed in order to open those horizons to be able to move forward. Okay, what is your advice? What is advice for Libra during this time? This one is not going to throw me anything. Advice, oh, there you are. Fire. Keep your confidence. Keep that passion, that drive. That's what is going to keep pushing you through this. Doing this stuff is not easy, okay? It is hard. It is depressing. Digging into yourself and really facing the past and not only what other people have done to you, but where you've kind of screwed up. Maybe you've taken it out on other people. Maybe you've just kind of brushed it off, and like maybe that's how you've ended up in some of the situations that you've ended up in, because you've ignored other people's behavior in the name of people pleasing or avoiding conflict, right? So there's a lot of stuff to dig into when you're doing this kind of healing work, and it's hard, and it really kind of takes you into some depths, right? But remember why you're doing it. Remember the fire and that passion to be able to move forward to something better, to something that brings you more happiness and joy. And on the bottom, we have the 8th house, which is all about transformation. It's about endings and death and starting over and doing the hard work and getting deep into basically the darkness of things in order to be able to move forward. So I hope that's helpful. You guys take care of yourselves. Make sure that you have a good friend to lean on during this time. And just really make sure that you're focused on the reason why you're doing this work, so that you can have that better life in the future.